Hi, welcome to Beauty and the Business, and I am Kadekalik, and today I am with.
Dalgish.
So, Dalgish, can you? What's your brand? What's
So yeah, we are Renewa, a wellness company, and I know you're mostly dealing with beauty companies, and we have a range for different aspects of life, and so that's how we got in touch, right? But mostly, like I mentioned, we're more of a holistic wellness company, and of course, the skin is a big organ, and it would fall under the category. Everybody has skin, right?
Yeah.
So we've all got to look after it, So we came up with a range for that as well.
Okay. So you mentioned you're a wellness company.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you guys cover?
So, like I said, we try to look at it very holistically, and we broke it down into like a few aspects, like inner wellness, outer wellness, and a little cliche, they say because you're dealing mostly with beauty stuff, and beauty starts within, right?
Yep.
And in a sense, it does. If you're not taking care of the inside, it usually shows on the skin. And so we try to come up with a range to address some of these issues.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That I've talked to, aside from like skincare brands,
Sure.
there's also brands that are like supplements.
Yeah.
That actually helps with the skin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Of course.
So you guys you're saying you cover from within like supplements all the way to skincare?
Yes. So like inner, outer, and of course the outer inner. There's like a little space where they both kind of like meet, right? And that would be like a pain management. Pain is both inside, outside. So we have today the joint capsules and the spray that we'll get into a little bit later, and we have stuff for the skin like collagen powder, facial cleansing oil. Stuff for the hair as well, hair and mostly scalp. Like all the hair problems that you have, premature graying or itchiness of the scalp, all this starts dandruff. Starts not from the hair per se, right? It's all scalp, right?
Scalp, yeah.
And so we looked into like symptoms, what would be the fix, and came up with a line
Right.
based around that. It's more of like a problem solving. That's what happens when you get men running beauty. Problem solving.
Find the problem, solve it.
It's not about the colors, It's more about you can see it's all black,
Yeah. Simplicity.
Yeah.
It's more of like function.
Function over
Form.
Yes, that's
Pretty.
That's
Understand.
yeah. I mean, but my wife is the one who is in charge of the branding, and not, I won't say just the branding, but more of like the beauty aspect, because you need the feminine touch to that, right? If a bunch of if men were taking care of like just the beauty sector, it would be like 7 in 1.
Yeah.
Just hair, body, everything, everything in one
yeah.
soap. Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah.
Understand. So okay, well, what made you like come up with this? Like, how did it start?
Okay, it's interesting, but I'd say it started more from being more aware of what we're consuming, like really trying to scrutinize products that we are consuming. I feel like the generation before us, like my mother's generation, the one before that was where industrialization was really booming, and companies were just coming up and they're just making all these things, and everybody was like, oh, look, ease of access, it's so easy to consume things. This replaces this replaces that in my life, so I don't have to work so much, and things are just already prepared for me. And nobody just really looked at what they were buying. Today we have all these scandals, like Skittles being called back for like the red dye. All these different types of consumer things that we're using are being called back. There's always some issue, and nobody really scrutinized, especially these older companies. I'm talking about like 20, 30, 40 years old companies. Nobody looked at it. Frosted Flakes fortified with B12, and we're finding this like it's all not great products that they're using.
Yeah.
It's all about the top dollar, or bottom dollar, whatever. And when was the last time you read the back of a bottle? I'm pretty sure it's the last time is when you left your phone outside the toilet, right? The last time you had to pick up, look into the back of a bottle. But nobody really looks when they're buying, And we've tried to keep that simplicity in what we sell. What I mean by that is when you look at a bottle of shampoo or and it could be anything, okay? Let's just take shampoo for an example. It says argan oil, right? Argan oil, shampoo, or whatever.
Yes.
Cherry blossom scent, whatever. You turn it around and there's like 46 ingredients.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and none of them. That's why, like just to make it fancy, water is aqua.
Yeah,
right?
aqua.
Okay, and then there's like a bunch of names. You see like maybe cherry blossom extract at the bottom and argan oil last, you know.
Yep.
So these quantities is so little, and it's like, what are you actually selling, right?
Yeah.
So we've tried to take that. I mean, that was a big part of why we came up with Renewa, you know. So I have kids as well. I have to give them stuff, and you know, they say kids shampoos are supposed to be safer.
Yep.
When you turn it around, okay, instead of 46, you got 12.
Well,
You know?
okay.
Yeah.
Still a lot.
What's all this? You know? So we actually are coming up with in the future, like we've tried shampoo. Shampoo's a little tricky, you know, because people want the lather and the foam. We had some still R&D for some stuff, and when I mentioned the word holistic wellness, I meant like we're going to find a range of products for every aspect of your life, you know. So we also did this mostly for kids, because like our kids especially, you know, because kids are very sensitive, you know, and you get people that have sensitive skin as well. They can't use a lot of shampoos, you know, body soaps. They have to find like stuff with fragrance free these days, you know. This was uncommon before, and now you hear about it all the time. And I suspect the disconnect here was that we have just been consuming products without scrutinizing what's really in them, you know. And that awareness, I'm very happy that is actually rising amongst the local Malaysians as well. You know, we're a little bit behind on most things, but you know, now with the advent of social media, things pick up very quickly. You know, so it's glad to see. I'm good to see. I'm happy to see. Yeah.
Understand. So, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. So, Renewa wants to come in holistically
Yes.
and give natural ingredients
Yes.
that are simple, straightforward,
Yep.
solves the problem.
Exactly. No frills. What you see is what you get. That's like our behind the scenes tagline. You know, like if I say like these 4 ingredients are in here, you're probably just gonna get these 4. You know, it's very likely. Like I mentioned, we spoke about this. Is no chemicals. One of the things that we're very proud of. So a lot of companies will say like, "Oh, we're chemical free, we're preservative free, or whatever." And you turn the bottle around, and you'll see that they have some kind of like preservative, some kind of emulsifier. Which, all fairness, you want to make it simple for your consumer. People are going to put in that. But most of these preservatives and emulsifiers are not good for us to consume. Right? The skin is a big organ, and it absorbs whatever you put on it, and it goes into your body as well. So if you're not looking into these things, you know, it'll add up over time. I mean, we're not figuring out all. Medicine hasn't caught up just yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
You know,
So
people are figuring things out later. You know.
So it's more about the as the Malay saying goes, sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi bukit.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
So the build up from this preservative and
Yeah, I mean, whether we'll truly know the effects of it will probably take some time. I think it took a long time before Skittles got called out, right?
Yep.
You know, and yeah, I mean, slowly but surely we'll get there. But we've got to start with someone. Maybe I might just be a little bit ahead. You know, I don't think so. I think a lot of companies are quite savvy to trying to give the consumers exactly what they promote. You know.
Understand. So you guys, what made you like want to be all natural and keep it clean, aside from using it for yourself,
Yeah.
for the kids. What else?
I say it will stem back from like my mother not being a conscious consumer, you know, and that definitely had some effect on. I mean, I remember silly things like she bought chicken nuggets and they were like rubber, you know. I'm like, what's this? You know, who's buying this?
Yeah.
You know, hot dogs. Have you seen how hot dogs are made?
Yeah, everything's mixed
Yeah,
together.
you know, and they're like feeding this to. I think Jamie Oliver had a very strong case of like chicken nuggets in the UK. So if you're in the UK, you get chicken nuggets. They're 100% real. And these may seem unrelated, but it's just that the core thing behind it all is just lack of awareness when it comes to what we consume, right?
Yep.
And so that was really what I wanted to try to promote. That nobody reads the back of the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and so they just read the front, see the colors, and pick it up. You know. No, but that's changing amongst women as well.
Yeah,
They become a little bit more, especially mothers. They tend to be a little bit more conscious.
Yep.
I mean, just like young men don't really care about what they're doing. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, it changes over time. Like I said, people are getting a little bit more savvy to it, and yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. But that's mainly why I had to get into it. You know, I wanted stuff that I have a friend in business, and he was also part of the inspiration for it because he's like, if I can't find it, why would I? I don't need to go to this middleman, this middleman. He likes to in-house everything himself. So I took a page out of his book, and you know what? I'm consuming all these supplements, all these products. These are like my everyday products, anyways. So I might as well know exactly what I'm putting because it's like it's volume, right? I'm using all these products every day. We're just building up all these toxins, right?
Yep.
Every day. So I might as well,
Make your own.
yeah, you know.
So you use your own products.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Because we're more from a fitness line, even though I don't look anymore, right? This is our joint care supplement and spray for pain management. Like I was telling you, another part of well-being is you want to be walking around pain-free.
Yep.
And like people silently suffer thinking that they have to go through that pain. And so we came up with like a line for that as well. You know, like I had knee pain, back pain. You know, I wish you could say it was age. You know, but things happen over time, right? You know.
I understand.
So I'm on this every day.
Okay.
Every day,
Okay.
yeah.
So basically, the products came out from a
From a need, from a place of
need.
need.
Yeah.
Right.
Scratching your own itch.
Yeah.
Solving
Exactly.
your own problem.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So share a bit more since you already mentioned about the product of the joint pain.
Yeah, we have like 10 products, right? And like I mentioned, certain aspects we're looking into. So the inner health would consist of like the joint capsules, and we also have another bottle that I came underprepared for, but it's the hormonal supplement. You can be used both male and female. I use it because if you train a lot, you kind of deplete the whole body, and so you want to keep like your engine running optimally.
Yes.
Right. So we've got one vigor vitality for that as well. There's just a bunch of organic natural supplements as well, right? Like I said, tribulus, fenugreek, maca root, yohimbi, it's just stuff like that. Just stuff that comes from, if God made it, we used it. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And another one is the trace minerals. So like, I don't know if you've heard about this thing going around in the vitamin sector, but basically, if you looked behind on the vitamin B12 section of your multivitamin, right, it says cyanocobalamin.
Okay.
Right?
I've never heard about it. Okay.
Not surprised, brother. Yeah.
Okay.
So cyanocobalamin apparently is sourced from cyanide, which you find in apple seeds too.
Yeah.
But apparently what it does is it doesn't poison you per se, but it's depleting you of all the minerals and vitamins you're putting in. Right? So now you're using a product that essentially apparently doesn't help as much as it should. Its efficacy comes down a lot. In fact, it's depleting you as you're using it.
Right.
And most people don't know this. To the point that there are a lot of companies now that are swapping cyanocobalamin for like methylcobalamin, so they're finding ulterior sources for B12. Right? And it's just stuff like that, and nobody knows what they're really putting inside.
Right.
And I'm trying to run this point home for everybody. Just try to be a little bit more conscious of what you're putting in.
It's quite new for me as well. Never heard of.
Yeah, I guess I had to pay attention to whatever else I was going through.
So what's your background? Like, you seem like a big guy, a tough guy. Like, do you train? Do you fight?
Yeah, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for like 12 years, right?
That explains a little bit of cauliflower.
A little bit of cauliflower.
Yeah, a little bit.
Both things. Yeah. My mother got upset, but I told her, you know what?
You're a man.
Part of it, right?
Yep.
I said, I can still listen to you. I hear all the bitching. Hasn't stopped. Yeah. But yeah, so I train a lot. That's where the pain supplements and the hormonal stuff is more from me, right? Because I need it daily.
Yep.
And so that's what we have from, that would be my main input, right? And my wife takes care of some other stuff. Most of the other stuff. As it should be.
Yep.
But back to the trace minerals, right? We were talking about vitamins.
Yeah.
So that's a little iffy of a sector for me to get into just yet. But the easiest one would be just the minerals, right? Every day you deplete yourself of the minerals, and there's a video we have online of like the pH tester for mineral water that you drink and just store-bought water. So if you buy mineral water, all good. And if you're buying drinking water, if you do the pH test, or you just watch the video that we've done online, most of the water that you're consuming, what do you think water should be? What pH should it have?
Neutral.
Neutral, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It shouldn't be acidic or shouldn't be alkaline.
Yeah.
But if you test all store-bought water, so I'm talking about white caps, blue caps,
Yep.
right? They're all acidic.
Okay.
So even water is not safe.
Oh, okay.
Surprise, surprise, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm hydrating, I'm trying to balance the stomach acid, and a lot of people suffer from like GERD and acid reflux, and I do too. So the trace minerals helps us balance out the pH, especially in the stomach.
Right.
Like I was just getting a little bit of acid reflux the other day, a couple of drops in the mouth, and subsides.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the minerals are supposed to balance out everything, right? But I also take it because you train, you sweat all the electrolytes out. It's a good way of getting replenished. It's something that you take to like cut out the acidity of the food that you're consuming, especially because water is not safe, tap water. So you're always having the need to balance it out. They say that cancer thrives in an acidic body. Now that could be blood acidic,
Yep.
but it's just another way of tackling like overall wellness, overall health.
Right. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So basically, your particular need is like you're a fighter. You train jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And you work yourself to the bone.
Yeah.
And basically, you notice like, hey, I'm taking this supplement, I'm taking that supplement, but it's actually not supporting me. What's going on here?
Yeah. I still remember taking. Are we allowed to say brands? You know what? We'll keep it out anyways. I remember taking this protein supplement, and it was definitely made by a man because it was a 7-in-1. Right? And I took it, and I started getting like all these breakouts on my skin. I was just having a very bad reaction to this one line from a very famous company whose other products I'd used and not have so much of an effect, but you don't really know what you're putting inside. Always, if you look at the back of the bottle, it says allergen warning, contains soy, this, that, maybe some pea protein, some whey, and we're really not aware of what we're putting inside.
Yes.
All of us. So we try at Renewa to keep things very simple. Everything is all natural, naturally sourced, right? In fact, some of the products, some of the I'm forgetting the word, but some of the sources, some of the base products, right? We use, we grow it ourselves, like for like the plant extracts, like aloe vera and whatnot.
Oh.
Yeah, you just in-house it,
Oh, wow.
Sooner or later, you gotta do it, right?
Yeah. So basically, you have a supply chain.
Yeah, a supply chain, and we also like I said, for like the aloe vera, some of the plant extracts, we grow it ourselves, and we have the machine to extract it ourselves. So we're trying to be very locally produced as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Locally sourced.
Yeah, locally sourced, locally produced.
So all the ingredients, like
we'll get there to all, as much as we can. All.
Not yet all. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Very clear on like, where it's produced, where it's coming
sourced.
from.
Yeah. South Malaysia, baby.
South Malaysia. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into more of the specific products.
Sure.
So you've mentioned you've got one for joint pain.
Yeah.
That you are spraying.
Yeah. So this is just very simple. I'll show you the application.
Yeah,
Do you suffer from any pain?
I
Wrist
do,
pain?
but currently not
covered
really.
in that area.
Yeah, I had back pain from lifting.
Yeah. Okay.
But now I'm good.
So we've got two things, right? Flex Ease is the joint spray,
Yep.
and we've got Active Ease, which is the muscle spray. You would think they're both the same thing, right?
Yep. As a guy, maybe.
But muscles and ligaments are two different things.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So they serve the same purpose: is pain mitigation, pain management. Like I am suffering from also back pain, right? So I'll give myself a little spritz.
Yep.
You know what? For demonstration, it just around the joint.
Yep.
Right? And that's it. You just leave it in.
I don't mind testing on my wrist.
So, all right. Because we have no preservatives, no emulsifiers, we got to shake well before every use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for preservation purposes, now I've tested this out. For 30 to 60 days, if you're using a product, it should be fine. Anything longer than that, you should store all our products in the fridge.
In the fridge.
Yeah,
wow.
in the fridge. So
That's how natural.
Yeah. See? No BS.
Yeah. All right.
So let's just say you got wrist pain.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? If you really need it, I'll spray your back, bud. Give it a try. Yeah?
Sure.
Don't be shy. Okay, I'll give this out.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
It'll be a little messy.
Okay, you know what? You just turn around. I'll lift the shirt. Yeah? Much easier. I'll give it a little shake. All right? We'll do a little spritz here. I'll give you a healthy dose. Yeah, it's cooling, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
indeed.
That's the peppermint in there, right?
Ah,
It doesn't smell too bad too, right?
yeah, it smells
Like
good.
if you get the, I don't want to say, but you know the usual stuff.
Chewing gum.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like
Yeah.
toothpaste. Yeah. But it smells better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells natural. It's not like too much.
That's what we're going for. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it has a nice
Cooling
cooling.
effect. Yeah. You find that you move around. Like okay, so what we try to tell people is because it's not chemically powered, right? Which will give you like we don't deny that anything chemical will give you faster or stronger results immediately, right? Now, you're still gonna feel the effects. You will definitely feel the effects. It's very fast. We've tried to get it as close as we can to like chemically induced benefits. But if you use this consistently for 3 days, pain is gone. In fact, 2 days, I was done.
Oh.
You know? Yeah, I'll give this to you.
Oh,
You
thanks.
go home.
I
Yeah, no
appreciate
problem.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So
Yeah, okay,
you
so
have
this is for
one
joint-
for joint pain.
This is for joint, yes. And then, of course, this is like if you have real problems, right? So this is what I would say pain management
Okay.
in terms of like outside. So usually like maybe a pull
Knee
muscle or
pain.
just a little bit of knee pain. But knee pain depends, right? Knee pain on the surface, sure, you can spray it off.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't go away and you're wondering why, right? And you'll need this. This would be your inner care for pain management.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so share more. What's this?
Yeah, so this is just like a joint pain relief supplement. It is the capsule version. I wouldn't say complete version of this because some of it is not in here.
Yep.
We've got better supplements in here, better products, sources in here. And it really helps with, I mean, there's turmeric and a bunch of other stuff in there. Obviously, turmeric. Turmeric is like the foundation of all pain management,
Anti-inflammation.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
And I was taking this, I had really bad knee pain, you know. I fell in the toilet, which sounds ridiculous to say at 30 years old, right? You know, you hear of like 40, 50 years old people falling in the toilets.
No, you're
You know?
you're hardworking
God
man.
damn.
People will understand.
Yeah. Choose your tiles correctly, people. Okay?
I'm actually worried about the toilet, not,
Yeah,
not you.
I mean, I had my son in my hand, you know, so that was the problem. I was washing him up. I mean, he had a shower. I came out of the toilet, I felt just like Superman is about to take off from fight.
Right.
But I did not feel anything like Superman. You know, Superman with the knee on the ground,
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
Yeah, I felt exactly like that.
Oh, wow.
I had to, because I'm falling towards the ground. I
Yeah.
lifted him
You
off.
want to save him.
Yeah, I lifted, and so my whole knee just went bang to the floor. Dude, it's been brutal.
Wow.
Yeah, it took a while. I mean, and that's before we started Renew,
Oh, okay.
right? So I was like suffering for a month, you know, and I was like, hey man, let's start with the joint care supplements, you know, because I'm in a lot
Needing
of pain.
that.
I need that the most.
Yeah.
And so that's where this came from. I mean, or at least it came around that time, you know.
Right.
And after a couple of, well, it took a little longer this time because it was really bad. After about a week, you know,
Oh.
yeah, you know, I can finally brace weight on my knee, you know,
Wow.
let's go back to training properly. And I love it. I love that I'm having the benefits, so I know that when I sell it to somebody else, I'm not selling them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're you
Yeah.
know,
And
You-
I
you-
know they'll have a similar experience, you
yeah.
know.
Because it worked for you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. Understand. Okay. So this is for outer, this is for inner.
yes, yes.
So how would someone consume it? So like you'll take this once a morning?
Yeah, okay, sure. So this one, what I found to be the best for me because I'm relaxing at that time, I try to take 2 capsules a night.
Okay.
Right? So
Before
I've tried
sleep.
I've tried the 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, 2 in the morning, 2 now. So if I'm really in a lot of pain, like when the knee was really bad, I took 2 in the morning before food and 2 in the evening also before food.
Before
right?
food.
Yeah. I mean, before after is okay, but I just found the most absorption, easier to absorb, right? And it's not getting mixed in with your food. God knows what else is in it, right?
Yeah.
You know, especially because we have like a diet of like sambal, curry, and all that.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
A lot of mixture.
yeah, so it's just easier to take it without
Before.
anything in. Yeah.
Okay. So you would take that and you will also use the spray.
Yeah, of course, of course.
so
the
the
spray is
spray-
to manage the pain instantly. It's like instant relief,
Right.
right? And this is like instant relief, long-term relief.
Long-term relief and
Yeah.
healing. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like on 2 capsules a day, 4 capsules a day for like about a week. When I started feeling better, I brought it down to like 2 just before I sleep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand. So for this is like overall wellness, pain management,
Yeah.
athletic performance.
Yeah, of course, of
Yeah.
course.
So what other products do you have in this?
Yeah, so I mentioned the trace minerals already. Active Ease would be the muscular version of this. So this would be joint care. That one's more like muscle pain. Like, you know, usually, you pull like
Tight
tight neck, you know. Sometimes you have like a forearm pain. Some people have like pull your hamstring.
Yep.
That would be more for that,
For the
right?
muscle.
And then we have like a range, like more in line with what you're doing would be the skincare stuff, right? Or the stuff for the skin.
Yep.
So we have the hair oil that's more of scalp treatment.
Yep.
The facial mist, just to, you can use it for a couple of things, but one is it's because it's like more green tea based, so it's a good cleanser for the face. Facial cleansing oil, not the soapy facial cleanser, but the oil just to really remove all the gunk. I mean, like I told you, this was my wife's specialty, so she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
And of course, collagen powder, which is great. There's a video of like an older lady using it on our Instagram page, and you can see what she was talking about. She's saying like, it really keeps her face nice and youthful. I mean, we'll come up with more stuff, and just like we were talking about earlier, you've seen some other companies as well pivot to more natural stuff. I think Bakuchill is something you might have heard of, and it's like nature's Botox, and you see a lot of companies are trying to put that into their products, and it's everybody's trying to find a natural alternative to the stuff that we were presented to when we were just consuming without consciousness,
Understand. Okay, so let's talk more on the beauty products, skincare line. So what's your bestseller for beauty?
It would definitely be the collagen powder.
Collagen powder.
Yeah, because that is like, you can see the effects almost immediately. It's we don't like to use the word whitening, but it has an exfoliating factor, so you could see like the difference immediately. There's like a brightening factor to it, and of course it just makes the skin feel more plump, more youthful. It's very hydrating for the skin. Collagen's a beautiful thing, right? Yeah. So that would be definitely the best one that we got.
Your bestseller.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's for the beauty skincare category.
Sure.
So you have like,
and facial cleansing oil is going pretty well as well, because we've used we came up with like a carrot and ginger oil, and it's really helped with like inflammation in the face, giving the skin a nice tight pull. So that's Bakuchill might be something we're looking to in the future as well. We're just trying to get into this range first, and then like I told you, we're trying to divest into other aspects as well, and all of this will be released in the future soon enough.
Understand. So one thing I noticed about your brand is you're not just focused on women and like overall wellness. You're also focused on like men's well-being, health.
That's a funny story attached there, because like we spoke about earlier, if you left it up to a guy, there'd be a 7-in-1 soap.
Correct.
Right? Good for everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the rub, they just use the bar all over the body. Right?
Yep.
So my sister brought up a very interesting point about how even men are getting into skincare today.
Yes.
They want to look good, they want to look after their skin, and I was like, I guess, I did steal a lot of my skincare routine from my sister. She's more, and I was just, like, hey, what you doing? She's like, I'm looking at. Okay, let's do a mask together. So she brought up a fair point now, and we are here to serve everybody, because, like I said, what I tried to look at was a holistic take on your day-to-day, what you need, your day-to-day needs, and we try to cover all those bases.
Right, understand.
Yeah, so it's important. I mean, guys want to look good too, right? Not everybody's born in God's greatest mold.
Like him, like you. Okay. Okay. So what's the plan? Like, let's say 5 years from now, where do you see the company going?
You know what I didn't foresee?
What?
And now that I look back in hindsight, I should have like definitely seen it coming. Is that I did not think a wellness company would entail me being an educational company.
Okay.
Yeah. So as much as there's consumer awareness going on now, it's still not at the level that we could not capitalize on, but like really aspire that we should be at, right? And like in Malaysia, it would definitely be from like the middle to upper class, that are definitely more aware of that, right? And we've chosen a price range to try to be fair to everybody, because we want it accessible to everybody. It's not something that has to be super high end, because this is your daily needs, right?
Yes.
Or at least the things that you use daily. It should be something that fair price, so you can use it every day. And like, we want to educate all the different categories, right? And that's going to be the challenge for the next, I foresee for the next 2-3 years, you know, really getting into everybody, educating everybody on why they should be consuming consciously,
Consuming
right? Whether they
consciously.
want to consume our products is up to them, because open market, you're free to use. But we sell you that, look, if you go with us, you know exactly what you're putting in, no BS.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
You
Very clear.
you're not buying something. We don't tell you that we're all organic, we're all natural, and then you're gonna have like preservatives inside,
Yep.
emulsifiers, because they're like laws and loopholes that people get around, right?
Yep.
And I was just tired of this.
Yeah.
You know, just if I want to buy something, I want to know what's inside.
Yeah.
Water should be water.
Yeah.
Right?
It shouldn't be aqua.
Yeah,
Doesn't need
yeah.
to be.
Yeah. Maybe if you're French, I don't know what the French call it.
Yeah.
I think it's aqua.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I foresee. Like the next couple of years would be more
Education.
of education. My wife really wants to get into the kids line, you know, because especially now we have kids, so we're really trying to work on that. And we have already in place the R&D for like household swaps, like you know, like I think recently was it the not dishwasher, like the
Dish soap.
glass cleaner or the floor cleaner was like callback because they have some chemical inside that's like bad for human health.
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yeah, so we have a range in R&D coming out for that as well. So you'll be swapping out the stuff you use at home, because it should be just soap, right?
Yep.
I mean, I have a friend who was shout out Brush & Co, who makes brush wash soap, and his soap is just like, when it's all natural, you know, it's just a couple of ingredients, no BS there as well. Great for you. I've used it on my skin as well, and you think like, hey, it's perfect for you, you know. It's so we don't need all these chemicals that they're selling to us. You know, you can keep it like less, like you should be able to count the ingredients on one hand.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Or two if you really need it, right? But that was a beautiful swap that I was using for myself and my kids, right? And it's good to know that we will be able to swap out the stuff that you use to like clean your tables. You know, sometimes, especially kids, they eat, the stuff falls into the table, and you don't know if it's still lingering.
Yep.
Right? Into the mouth.
Yep.
On the floor. Into the mouth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's things to swap out.
Yeah, me too sometimes.
Oh, yeah? Okay. You're a little too old to be doing that. It happens to the best of us. It's because we're not wasters.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So in the future, you're saying you're looking at educating Malaysians
to be more
conscious.
Yes. Yes.
Consuming consciously rather than just, you know, buying it because it looks pretty, because of the hype.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the most aesthetically pleasing bottle. We've tried to, you know, keep it nice, sharp, and clean, but it's more of like function.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Understand.
It does what it says. Right?
Yep.
I remember I'm not going to get so much into it because my wife especially wanted to start something in the beauty industry for a while. And I remember 2019, at the end of the year, we were in Korea and he was like giving us a bunch of samples, right?
Yeah.
And like half of them were just junk.
Wow.
You know, like I remember hyaluronic acid was really up and coming at that point, right? And B-pollen. And we had like, I mean, we didn't need to buy skincare for like 2 years.
Wow.
Right? That's how much they gave us. And so we were using most of them, and like most of them were not doing anything. You know, she had this one, I can't even remember what it was. It was very hydrating for the skin, but like the hyaluronic acid, the B-pollen, you know, just the stuff that they were making for this brand, it's like useless, you know?
Wow.
No effect.
Yeah.
And sometimes some people buy, and you know, like my sister especially, she likes to say, oh, you need to give 2 weeks because you could have a breakout, and then if it still doesn't come back after 2 weeks, then it's good, but if it's still there, then it's a horrible product to use. And so like, that didn't sit well with us. That didn't make any sense because like, if I use something, I shouldn't be having like a reaction. If I'm having a reaction, it's because something in it is not good for me.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so why don't we just get rid of that something in it that's not good for me?
Yep. And just go with things got
You would think that makes the most sense, right? But people are still out there just shopping based on like color. Right?
color, hype.
Yeah.
Understand. All right. So when did you guys start?
Ooh, that would be a very good question. You know? Every day feels the same, but it was sometime this early, towards the end of Q4 of this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Renewa finally came into being.
Right.
Yeah.
So relatively new in the market.
Very.
Wow.
Very fresh off the boat, as some people might say.
Yep. The rising star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hopefully, inshallah.
All right. So, anything you want to share or say to the audience and let people know before we end today?
Read the back of the bottle, people. Read the back of the bottle. Yeah.
Consume consciously.
Consume consciously. Yes, sir. That'll be the main topic for today.
Mm.
If at any point wants to be driven home, let's be conscious consumers, which is happening. Let's really try to get it to the level it should be. Yeah. Let's force these other companies that if they want to stay in business, they should be making products with the consumer in mind,
Right.
not just the bottom. I'm all for making money,
Yep.
right? I'm not here to say that, hey, look, we're a non-profit. No, I'm not saying that,
Yep.
right? But get out there, make something that's helpful for everybody.
Yep.
You can make money and be fair in business.
Yeah. It can be a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win. It should always be a win-win, right?
Yep. Yep. For sure. For sure.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. So that's all the time we have today. And if you guys have any questions, where can they reach out to you?
Sure, you can reach out to us on any of our socials, so you can always email us at info@renewa.com.my. Yeah, and somebody will definitely get back to you.
Okay, so that's email. How about like social media platforms? Instagram?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram at renewa.my and also on TikTok. Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people can reach out to you anytime,
Yeah.
ask you anything.
Yeah,
And if they
of
want to
course.
purchase,
You could purchase from the website directly or from TikTok. Shopee as well. That's right, Shopee as well. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for today.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
It's been a great session. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.